You could agree to disagree at the end of the day. No need to get all personal. No need to be bad faith and start strawmanning people's arguments and forcing them into a corner that they don't like forcing them to make arguments they're not even arguing for. Stop doing that, guys. I'm seeing it everywhere. It's really annoying. Who knew the most obvious pick in this draft was going to be the most controversial at the end of the day? What is going on, guys? What is going on, 27 Squad? Welcome back into another video. And man, draft night, day one in the books. A lot happened. I have my first round thoughts and kind of review and recap on my TikTok. If you guys want to check that out, link will be in the description. Just to let everybody know, day two of the NFL draft, I won't be on this channel. I'll be on Bleacher Report. Look for the link on the post on the community post on YouTube and also on Twitter. Look for those links. I'll be posting them later tonight for day two of the NFL draft on Bleacher Report. I will be on the Bleacher Report app, so make sure you look for that link and follow me on there with 3 other NFC East content creators. The Giants went ahead and drafted Malik Nabers, a wide receiver out of LSU. Dynamic player, and exactly 10 years after the Giants drafted Odell Beckham Jr. out of LSU. And I was extremely excited, and you guys can see the reaction. Yes! 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 Yes!
Yeah! Let's go!
Yes!
Let's go!
Malik Nabers!
Let's
You
go!
are a New York Giant! But you guys saw my reaction. I was extremely excited, and I had Malik Nabers going to the Giants for a long time now, and it was probably the most obvious selection should the board fall the way it does. Now, what really was a shock to everybody is that for the first time in NFL history, not only 6 quarterbacks going in the first round, but 6 quarterbacks going in the top 12. That is absolutely unheard of, and that is going to make NFL history and probably be a record for a very, very long time. But there is huge controversy now that we know that these quarterbacks were highly looked at as top 15 picks in this draft, all 6 of them. Now that we know that, you know, they all went in the top 15, now it really begs the question, what did Joe Schoen not see, or what did they see in these quarterbacks that made them not want to pick them over J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix that went 8th overall, and Bo Nix. Bo Nix had a chance of going in the first round always, with Denver being there and Denver desperately needing a quarterback. If there is one team that I would say definitely overreached for a quarterback, it would probably be Denver, but everybody assumed Denver was going to overreach for Bo Nix anyway. And then you look at J.J. McCarthy. Everyone knew he was going to go to Minnesota. It was just where at that point. Minnesota wanted to trade up, but they weren't able to get a deal done with New England, and then they tried to get a deal done with the Chargers. And well, I don't know if they tried, but they said they were calling the Giants bluff. As the news report came out, they were calling the Giants bluff. They didn't believe that the Giants wanted J.J. McCarthy, so they just stood where they're at, and then they eventually traded to number 10. And then Michael Penix going to 8th overall was absolutely a shock. Him going in the top 10 was absolutely a shock. I love him as a player, but I did not think that a team was going to take a chance on him 8th overall. So now Giants Twitter, the Giants community are getting really split right now. I don't know how you cannot be happy about a Malik Nabers pick, but I can understand the sort of sorrow when it comes to, like, okay, what's the future going to be with Daniel Jones? Are we just going to have, you know, Malik Nabers just sitting there and we're not getting anything done as a team? Are we going to have nice highlight plays but not winning games? You know, that was very similar to what we had in Odell Beckham Jr., where every single year Odell Beckham was with the Giants were kind of garbage, but it was just fun to watch Odell Beckham Jr. The Giants made the playoff just one time with Odell Beckham Jr., the talent that he is, along with Eli Manning, one time in 2016, and didn't even win that game. So I could understand how other people did not want Malik Nabers, but I don't know how it's such a controversial pick. We should have expected this to happen. I wanted it to happen. If Drake Maye was not going to be available to us, and we're going to touch on that in a second, but if Drake Maye was not going to be available to the Giants, my next best option was Malik Nabers. I already came out with a video. I came out with a short on YouTube, and the full videos on TikTok and on Twitter. I came out and said that the Giants are not going JJ McCarthy, and I really meant that as being the Giants aren't going any quarterback for that matter. That is not the top three, the consensus top three in Caleb, obviously, Drake Maye, and Jaden Daniels. If it's not any of those three quarterbacks, the Giants are not going any other quarterback over Malik Nabers. It's just not happening. If Malik Nabers is available, I have a hard time seeing how any quarterback that is not the top three is higher on their boards than Malik Nabers. I'm sorry. Even given positional value, I really don't see how Malik Nabers is not higher on their board than those quarterbacks. And I want to talk about the trade, the potential trade to number 3. Everybody's talking about how, well, the Giants just didn't want Drake Maye enough. They just didn't want him enough because they would have got him if they wanted him that bad. Wrong. It is very rare that you get a team that is willing to trade down and give another team an opportunity to take the guy that they already want. New England already wanted Drake Maye. Drake Maye was their guy. I don't even know what their asking price was, but if I'm sitting there as the new Patriots GM and I want Drake Maye and I'm listening to everybody, listen, Minnesota wasn't even able to get up to 3. Minnesota has 2 first-round picks in this draft. They were not able to get to number 3. You're telling me the Giants had to sacrifice everything to get to number 3 and somehow beat Minnesota? If Minnesota didn't get it, we are not getting it. The Patriots could have wanted an RG3 type trade where the Redskins and the St. Louis Rams went into negotiations. And keep in mind, St. Louis was not targeting a quarterback in that draft. So it's not like RG3 was St. Louis's guy and they had to be brought off of that. And St. Louis got an absolute haul. If you guys don't know what the haul was that Washington gave up to get RG3, just look it up. It's absolutely insane. New England probably gave them a crazy number to work with, a crazy amount of picks to work with. I think New England already had their mindset on getting Drake Maye. They set a insane price for the 3rd spot, and the Giants said, damn, we can't talk them down to where we want to go. We got to move on. It's not a matter of the Giants just didn't want him enough. Drake Maye was already New England's guy. It is very rare that you have trade negotiations and both the teams on opposite ends of the trade want the same player. At the end of the day, if that situation happens, the team that is higher is not going to move. That's their guy. On top of that, the Giants are so desperate to get their guy, they're going to be sitting there and say, you are so desperate to get Drake Maye. That just means that I want Drake Maye even more. So guys, I'm telling you right now, that trade, I think the Giants really wanted to eventually replace Daniel Jones. They just felt that JJ McCarthy and Michael Penix were not worth that. I'm not even going to talk about Bo Nix, but they just felt that JJ McCarthy and Michael Penix were not worth it at number 6. And listen, to each their own. I didn't believe they're worth number 6. Some people do. We're not GMs, and we'll see what happens. If it happens to be the case that Michael Penix, when he's going to start, he's going to be like 26 years old by the time he starts. He better be a seasoned vet by then. All fun and games. But if JJ McCarthy comes out and he balls out and he proves to be not the project quarterback that he was kind of labeled as going into this draft, that had a lot of upside, if he just comes out the gate swinging, Joe Schoen will be wrong. Joe Schoen will be wrong, and he'll be judged by that. Even though I agree, I'm not a GM. I am not making decisions for the Giants. So I'll be wrong, and I can live with that. But if Joe Schoen is wrong, that's on him. You know, Minnesota took the chance on him. They got him. It worked out. If Atlanta takes the chance on Michael Penix, they got him, and it worked out. Then Joe Schoen will be wrong for that, obviously, as every GM will be judged for missing out on a player. It happens, guys. GMs, teams are going to be judged for every pick that they make because they made that pick ahead of other ones. So if other ones down below, work out a lot better than the one you made, look at the Evan Neal pick. I think everyone and their mom wanted Evan Neal out of Alabama, but it's on the Giants. It's not on us. It's on the Giants to really distinguish who's going to be the better player out of them. I mean, Ike Ekwonu and Evan Neal are like the worst tackles you can compare because they're both not good, but probably Ike is a little better. But that's it, guys. Listen, did the Giants make the wrong move? I don't know yet. We don't know yet. So for everybody to say, yes, the Giants made a great move over these quarterbacks, even though I agree, we don't know yet. And for those of you guys saying that, oh, the Giants made a terrible move, we're going nowhere as a franchise, they didn't get the guy I wanted, they didn't get J.J. McCarthy, they didn't get Michael Penix. We don't know what's going to happen. Just because a quarterback is taken highly doesn't mean he is going to perform well. Doesn't mean that he is going to be good. Doesn't mean he was going to be worth the pick. Just because another team values them, and even other teams, even if all 31 teams value them there, does not mean he is going to be good. We have to wait and see. I'm with all of you guys. I'm trying to mend the Giants community together. I'm trying to mend, both sides. You guys know what sides I'm talking about. It's both sides. I'm trying to mend everybody together, bro, and trying to have good conversations. No straw manning, no disingenuous arguments, and stop talking in bad faith, bro. Have a decent conversation. You could agree to disagree at the end of the day. No need to get all personal. No need to be bad faith and start straw manning people's arguments and forcing them into a corner that they don't like forcing them to make arguments they're not even arguing for. Stop doing that, guys. I'm seeing it everywhere. It's really annoying. Really annoying. Let's just have civil discourse. At the end of the day, you, me, your mom, everybody, we don't make decisions for the Giants. Nothing we say can alter what the decisions are for the Giants. They can. Only Joe Shane, Brian Dable, the coaching staff, and the front office can do that. At the end of the day, we're just fans having discussions. Let's keep it that way. All that being said, guys, the round two's coming up. I already dropped my list. You guys can check it on Twitter on who I want in round two. And round three, when round three gets to it, I'll put another list on who I would want in round three. But that being said, I am Kid Blue. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.